These are really dire warnings. What's the government's position on this?
Good morning, Isabel. That's right. If you can believe it, tomorrow is the 10-year anniversary of Lehman Brothers collapse, right at the height of the financial crisis. People around here were in a panic and the government was unsure what to do under Gordon Brown. And yesterday, Mark Carney, who is the current Bank of England governor, he has announced in recent days that he will be staying on for an extra 6 months for continuity through Brexit. Well, he was invited to this very special cabinet meeting by the Prime Minister to outline the financial implications of no deal. Now, this meeting was held in number 10 Downing Street. It was meant to be for 3 hours. We think it went on for about 3.5 hours. And Mark Carney told the government ministers assembled who were discussing all the continuity plans that if this did happen, house prices on the stress test that the Bank of England has done would fall by a third, that the pound would slide and mortgage rates would go up. He painted a picture akin to 2008, and the UK has only in the sort of recent years started to get back to the levels of pre-2008 economically. So a stark warning from the Bank of England governor. It's being reported that ministers asked questions, that the FT says that it was a very kind of fair exchange. There will be those, as normal, on the Brexiteer side who say that Mark Carney is scaremongering. But the reports out this morning are that the Brexiteers in cabinets weren't the ones that were quizzing Mark Carney about this prediction. Apparently, Sajid Javid, the Home Secretary, and Matt Hancock, the Health Secretary, both originally Remainers, were very critical of this assessment. Both of those two men possible contenders in a future Tory leadership race. But it sounds like this warning did go down sort of with a mixed reaction in the cabinet.
And, have we had any reaction from Europe on this?
Well, the French Minister for Europe, Nathalie Loiseau, was speaking last night at Chatham House, and she was talking about how the French were preparing for this situation. And she said at the moment, if there isn't any more planning put forward, if there isn't sort of more deal-making done, then they could be in a situation in March next year where on the Brexit date, the 29th, British planes aren't allowed to enter French skies and the Eurostar would stop running. Now, that would obviously be very problematic. It would cause a sort of instant chaotic impact. The Brexit Secretary, though, Dominic Raab, yesterday published the second tranche of the government's no-deal papers. These are the sort of 80 documents that are covering all areas of British life. We had 24 last month, 28 yesterday, and there were some interesting things for people at home. It was the fact that if you travel to Europe without a deal, you'll have to have 6 months validity on your passport, like when you currently travel to America. Your driving license might not be valid anymore. We might have to pay for new international ones. And mobile phone roaming charges, those were scrapped by the EU, but they might be coming back in.